Do you ever worry about tracking your calories because you want to lose belly fat, but you don't know which app to choose? You don't know which one is the right one to go with, and if it's even going to get you the results that you want? I'm testing the differences between the most popular calorie tracking apps that you can find on the App Store, testing their free versions and their paid versions, and seeing whether or not the paid versions are even worth it, and which app and which version of which app gives the best results. And I'm doing this because I myself have lost over 100 pounds, and I now am a weight loss coach that helps hundreds of other people lose weight as well, and I have seen all of it. I've used several different apps, I've seen other clients use several different apps, and I wanted to see which is the best one now in 2024 and 2025. And a lot of you know that this is a big deal for a lot of people who have been stuck in weight loss for years, because the wrong calorie tracking app can straight up give you an eating disorder, and I have been down that road. We'll talk more about that later. Let's dive in and see what I found. When I first started my weight loss journey, I saw two apps that were by far the most popular that I heard of the most, and that was MyFitnessPal and Lose It. MyFitnessPal is by far the front runner for most popular calorie tracking app and is the most well known. It's basically a household name for a good portion of America. But there are also tons of other great apps. Lose It is a great app. LifeSum is very popular. MyNet Diary, Chronometer, all of these are very popular apps, so I had to wade through and decide which one was best for me. And what I discovered very quickly was I got overwhelmed very fast. So what I did was stuck with what I knew best, which MyFitnessPal is the one I heard the most about. So I started it, realized very quickly that I wasn't the biggest fan of its UI, its user interface, its user experience. It's very clunky and hard to read, and it's not the best for your mental health sometimes. Those of you that know. But ultimately, I actually ended up just tracking the calories in the Notes app of my phone. Not the most accurate way to do it, but it's a system that worked for me. But there is one major experience to note here. While I was tracking my calories, while I was using MyFitnessPal, I was in the most restrictive part of my diet and living through the most restrictive portion of my weight loss journey. I was the most unhealthy mentally when using MyFitnessPal, the most popular app on the market. I was getting to the point where I was tracking the calories from the gum that I was chewing and the toothpaste on my toothbrush. Warning sign, if you are ever doing that, you need to take a break from calorie tracking. And that's a big reason why I shifted over to my Notes app. Now fast forward a few years, and now I'm a coach that helps other people lose weight, and I teach almost every single one of my clients how to track their calories. And when I first started, I just let my clients choose whatever they wanted. So I was balancing and making accounts on 4, 5, 6 different calorie tracking apps, and that was a lot. But I got hands-on experience with each and every one of them, and I got to measure the data of hundreds of clients and who made the best results on what apps. And for the first half year to year of my business, most of my clients were still using the good old faithful MyFitnessPal. Then the great shift happened. Out of nowhere, as I'm growing my coaching business, getting clients results across all of the calorie tracking apps, MyFitnessPal all of a sudden drops an update or a glitch. No matter what it was, I could not see my clients eating in their diaries. Big issue when the person you hired to look at your food cannot see your food. And I wasn't sure if it was a glitch. I went back and looked at it recently, and the glitch is fixed now. But at the time, I had to shift every single one of my clients to a completely different calorie tracking app. I shifted them all over to Lose It. And I had them all using the free version of Lose It. And I was sick to my stomach forcing like 20 or 30 clients on MyFitnessPal to shift over to a different app. What if they don't like it? What if it starts bringing up disordered eating habits? What if they stop tracking entirely? Because the people watching this video that have been dieting for years, whether successfully or unsuccessfully, will know that changes like that can really screw with you mentally. So I shifted all of my clients over to Lose It, the one-stop shop. I was like, hey, from this point forward, everyone's using Lose It. Let's just see how it goes. So now, after I've been compiling the data for the past 4 years, I've been running this test in the title of this video for the last 4 years. Here's the data that I have. First, I'm gonna start with which app has the best free version and which app has the best paid version. Now, from everything that I have seen, I think there's a lot of apps out here with a really great user experience and user interface. I think top tier is going to be Lose It. It has the most simplistic user interface. It has a nice, easy color tone that's easy to look at and easy to navigate. Lose It is definitely the best user interface, especially for beginners. If I had to pick a second place, I would probably say LifeSum. I like the way they structure their whole homepage. And if I had to pick one that was in last place, I would say MyNet Diary's UI was terrible. Now, point blank period, I'm going to say this right now. All of these calorie tracking apps can do the same thing. They're going to count the calories. They are simply just a calculator essentially for you. They track and log the information that you put into there. So they're at the bottom line, they are going to do what you need it to do. But there's a lot of features that some apps, MyFitnessPal, lose it, put behind a paywall that make things a little bit more difficult. But most of the time, all of these apps have a lot in common. You can track your food, you can log your workouts, you can log your goal calories, you can create up goals and calorie goals and weight loss weekly goals and have access to recipes sometimes. There's a lot of other smaller features that you can use, but bottom line, the best free version definitely does go to Lose It yet again. Lose It has a great barcode scanner that you can use for tracking off of food labels. On the free version, which MyFitnessPal did unfortunately put behind a paywall a couple of years ago, which caused a lot of people to move away from that app. They also have a really good user interface for sharing recipes and communicating with friends, and has a very good social dynamic. The best paid version, and I will talk about whether or not you should be using paid version because I've had several clients buy it under their own volition for several different apps. The best paid version is gonna go to MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal has just been around for so long. They have access to so many recipes, and you do get that prized barcode scanner. Yes, the barcode scanner is free on Lose It, but when you have the total package under the paid version, I would say MyFitnessPal is probably the strongest one here. So really, when it comes down to it, the two major most popular players are going to be the two that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. MyFitnessPal and Lose It are the top two for good reason. LifeSum, Chronometer, MyNet Diary, any other one that I didn't mention here, there are literally hundreds. They can all essentially do the same baseline mechanics for you, and if you like the colors or you like the UI of a different app, it's going to end up doing the same thing. And that's going to bring me to my final point. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. I myself lost 100 pounds using several different apps and using my Notes app. And if you are going to try to track calories to achieve these fat loss results, you can do it on just about any app that pleases you, any app that works best for you. I've had clients like Drew lose 80 pounds in 6 months using MyFitnessPal. I've had clients like Kenyon lose 100 pounds on LifeSum. I've had clients like Kayla who lost 100 pounds without tracking calories at all. And I've had clients like Zeth who've lost 85 pounds on Lose It. And that's just to name a few. I just wanted to show you some of the clients with my biggest weight loss wins on each different app. So I am here to tell you that what I found after 4 years of asking myself what is the best calorie tracking app to recommend to new people, I'm ultimately going to say, firstly, it's going to be down to personal preference. Because despite each app having slight variations versus free and paid versions and what features they're going to have behind a paywall or what recipes and flashy new things they're going to have around, at the end of the day, you're still going to be able to log your calories on a daily scale and be able to keep track of your data. And that's ultimately what the calorie counter is there for. They are just tools, and that's how you should view calorie trackers always. They are simply a tool to help you lose fat, and it's a tool that you need to learn also to put away. So firstly, it has to come down to personal preference, but if I were to personally recommend it to a friend or family member, I'm gonna say Lose It is the best calorie tracking app to use in 2024 going into 2025. I think the free version is just way too strong for it to be using, and now that it's been about 1.5 years of me putting all of my clients on Lose It, I really don't have any complaints. I've been able to see hundreds of clients' food all logged in and organized in a very easy and neat fashion. The UI is super easy to navigate and very easy for beginners who have never touched a calorie tracking app to understand right off the jump. And ultimately, I am just really, really happy with my experience on Lose It for myself as well. That is my finding after analyzing for years which is the greatest calorie tracking app for your best results. Honestly, you can see hundreds of thousands of testimonials just across any of the different apps. At the end of the day, it's not the apps doing the work, it's you doing the work. And if you do want a little bit more help with your fat loss journey from someone who's done it and has coached hundreds of other people through very successful weight loss journey, there is a client application in the link in my bio. Go check it out if it sounds like something you'd be interested in for a free consultation call. But other than that, that is everything that I have for you today. I was having a really good time reminiscing and bringing up data from old clients across all the different apps to make this video. And don't think whatever app you do choose is the wrong choice. At the end of the day, it's whatever one works best for you. Just make sure that when you're using it safely, because these calorie tracking apps are simply just a tool. They are not the end all be all. You can find a calorie deficit with or without tracking them, and your self-worth is not attached to a number on an app. That's all I got for you guys today. If you want more content like this, give me a like, give me a subscribe, drop it in the comments, tell you how you feel. Keep it simple, big fella.